Local residents are on high alert after multiple reports of a mysterious creature lurking in the forest, wearing overalls and smelling faintly of blueberries. Witnesses say this fashion forward Bigfoot has been sneaking onto porches, swiping freshly baked pies, and vanishing into the trees like some sort of hairy dessert loving ninja. Is he hungry? Is he planning a woodland bake sale? Or maybe this is part of a bigger pie related conspiracy? Well, join me as we investigate missing pies, questionable fashion choices, and very large footprints with suspiciously styled cuffs. So, disclaimer alert before I start this one. I've been on painkillers for 4 days now after a 3 day hospital visit. So, you just kind of get what you get with this one. But I really wanted to tell this story, so here we go. This one comes to us from the Charleston Daily Mail of West Virginia, dated Sunday morning, September 4th, 1949. Title: Posse of 40 hunts wild man in vain. Sulking Denzian gives Clay County folk the jitters and will, by the way, teach us all lessons. Terrified residents of the Horse Fork section of Clay County, try saying that on painkillers, formed a posse Saturday and trudged for hours over the thicketed mountainsides in search of a shaggy, fierce wild man who, for the past several weeks, has terrorized the community. After climbing the hills and thrashing the woods all afternoon, State Trooper R.L. Bonner of Clay reported that all the posse members caught were, quote, a lot of aches and pains, unquote. The trooper reported that the posse included about 40 members of the Horse Fork section, himself and Justice of the Peace Frank White, and formed after the latest repeated stories from citizens of the section concerning the strange man who, quote, runs like a wild beast and almost looks like an ape, unquote. Justice of the Peace White, who himself resides in the section, declared that he had seen the wild man. Trooper Bonner said a man named Beckett was the latest to complain about the strange, lean, and bewhiskered intruder, claiming he had shot at the man many times, the latest shot being fired Friday, but apparently had never hit him. He must be a literal terrible shot, by the way. Many other residents have complained of the bearded, long haired man invading their homes, stealing food, including pies, and carrying away articles when surprised by the householders. He squats in the woods and bushes day and night watching us, other residents complained. It's getting on our nerves, another man told Trooper Bonner. That wild man knows every move we make. He's like a beast stalking us. Trooper Bonner said the man has been described as of average height, dressed in tattered and filthy overalls and an old blue shirt. He has a long, matted, and bushy beard, varying in height from 6 feet tall to 6.5 feet tall. Residents say the mysterious man spies on householders from the covers of trees and bushes, and then, when no one's in the kitchen, he dashes in and grabs food of any sort, especially pies. Then, taking to the woods again before anyone can recover from the shock of seeing him sufficiently enough to give chase. Why am I covering the story? Stay with me a second, you'll find out. He was seen twice Saturday in the section where the posse took to the woods, but several hours of scouring the brush failed to reveal his hiding place. If people keep seeing this wild man and we don't catch him, he will really be a legend before long, Trooper Bonner said Saturday. Now, there are two really good reasons to retell this story, which, of course, it isn't a Bigfoot, but it relates back to Bigfoot perfectly. As Trooper Bonner said, he'll be a legend before long, and that's exactly what happened to this story. In some cases, people just left out the part about this being an actual man wearing overalls. And in other cases, the story just slowly morphed over time into a straight up Bigfoot. So, if we don't revisit these stories and learn the history of the legend, we don't know how to categorize things and how to properly tell the real legends from the not real ones. The second one being the term wild man itself. Not only has it changed in definition and context over the years, It also depended on things like what kind of article the newspaper wanted to write. What was the headline that would grab people? It depended on the demographics of the locals, and it depended on the circumstance it was being used in. So, all of these things lead to kind of confusion. For instance, when I see Wild Man, I think old Bigfoot stories. When other people see Wild Man, they see some creepy guy in overalls running through the woods collecting pies that people left on windowsills. It honestly just depends. It's a topic that I'll make a future video on at some point. But for now, until next time.